Kia ora tātou, and welcome to Flexline Media's coverage of the front nine for the Christchurch 2021 Women's League Final. Big thank you to the sponsors here, NZDSS, Kingfisher Fitness, Gecko and RPM for getting in behind this wonderful event. I'm League Director Jamie Thomson, and join with me is 2020's Women's League Champion Stephanie Strydom. How are you today, Stephanie?
I'm really good, thanks Jamie. How are you doing?
Good, thank you, good. So we can see here in the video, it was a good day for golf. Some very fierce competitors with yourself, Lorraine Botha, Rebecca Stanley and Eilish Cummack. How did you find the field?
Gosh, I had no idea who was going to take it. I did not have any feelings of, yes, this is going to be me. I've got this is in the bag. It was really tight.
Very tough competition. Yeah. And as you see there on the at the bottom with personal best throughout the season, it was very close.
Yes, it was. All right, we're heading into hole 1 first. It's a par 3, 93 metres. And I can't quite get you right parked up yet, but a couple of the ladies are really pushing that distance and getting really far now. Well,
we get a chance to see exactly how you went that day. So what were you throwing there?
So this is my really understable, really lightweight bolt from Latitude 64, and it's my go-to for long drives.
Nice. And we've got Low stepping up to the tee pad, turned it over a little bit there.
Yep, but nothing wrong with that. She'll be able to approach and putt it in easy.
And this is one of the newcomers to the Women's League. We've got Bex.
Man, and Bex has just grown so much through the league. It's amazing to see how much one league year can change your game.
That's phenomenal. My understanding is she only picked up a disc a few months ago.
Wow.
And then league returnee, Eilish, taking off. I'm not sure what she's throwing there. A road runner, I think, from memory.
Yeah, and I think she's pin high with the basket, just a little wide.
So overall, not too much danger, too many problems for all four of you ladies. A little bit too much hyzer there for Low.
Probably keeping it safe from the water.
Yep. And what are you thinking here?
I am trying to calm the nerves and just focus on getting it close.
Well, you did a very good job on that one. Should be a good path.
And man, Eilish almost had that in.
That was looking good from this angle. I think Bex is outside the 10 there.
Oh, and also a good bid.
Yeah, I think I heard some metal.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's that basket or some other people on the course there. So Low going to try and par save.
Oh, online.
Online, falls short and just tips the bottom of the pole there. And it's a nice safe par. Well done.
Yeah, it's a good feeling when that disc goes in the basket and you're like, whew, hole 1's done. Can relax and carry on.
Calm the nerves. First one's out of the way.
Yeah.
And then we've got Bex following suit with a par. Yeah, Eilish did end up quite close to the creek there.
Yeah.
So all pretty safe. Low just finishing off her bogey with a nice wee tap in. So hole 2 is 83 metres. It's a bit more of a flip over sort of line, or a left-hander line, just with that big cabbage tree there in the to the right. You also have the creek going around the right and at the back of the basket, so you don't really want to overshoot.
Yeah, this one I'm keeping it as wide as possible just to avoid that creek.
And that was the same disc as we saw on hole 1.
So this is also a bolt. It's just a little bit more stable and a little heavier. So I can rely on it to come back in and fade out.
And that's a beautiful turn over there by Bex.
Yeah.
Flirting with the creek, and I think she's out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Just a little bit too much juice on it.
And then I think that's Eilish's Roadrunner again. Just turned it over nicely and beautiful.
Yeah, she'll have a birdie. Look, a bit of a death putt with the creek behind, but
And Lo didn't quite get enough on that one to turn it over the right way and have it fade back out.
yeah. But this is kind of an in-between hole. If you don't have the distance to get there, then you'd rather play it really safe, stay wide, and then approach and take the 3.
And that's exactly what it looks like Lo did there. Beautiful upshot. Now, was that a run or a nice wee approach?
That was an approach. That was just playing for par.
Yeah, it's a good upshot there by Bex. Unfortunately, the tree was a little bit low, so I don't think she had much of a look to try and run it. And that was a nice birdie.
Great birdie from Eilish.
So I believe Eilish is actually trying to grow the women's sport as well amongst you other players. Is doing some fantastic work in that field.
Yes, she's real enthusiastic about it and gets everybody excited, and it would be great to see some more ladies join in. When I started, there were 2 or 3 ladies at the competitions when I went to play tournaments, and now we're up to 11, 12 ladies, and it's great to see. We'd love to have a lot more so that we can compete with the men's who, they're usually up in the 80s probably.
Yeah, just too many to count sometimes.
Yeah.
So Eilish with her birdies takes the tee for the first throw, and that is looking beautiful.
Really nice.
Land it short, skid past the basket. Not sure whether it's quite the distance she was wanting.
Yeah, a little long, but she's missed the trees and she's up there, so she'll have a look.
Yeah, and this hole favouring you being left-hander, the only left-hander on the card.
Yep. I'm a little too inside. She's thrown a little bit wider just to get that skip up right at the basket instead of skipping past.
And then Lo opting for that turnover. I believe she's throwing her white buzz there. Just a little bit short, under the tree.
And Rebecca again with a really great turnover and a really, really bad roll. That was so unfortunate.
That was actually the disc that Bex won at the meet and greet, the west side underworld.
Oh, wow.
And a bit of a technique that we see some golfers do, kneeling on a disc just to keep your pants nice and clean.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit more of a stable footing.
Yeah, it's was a little bit wet on the ground as well, so.
And another, it's not as unlucky as the first roll, but getting it on the side.
Fine.
This is yourself going for the birdie. Oh, that was mighty unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, it felt good out of the hand, and that's all you can ask for. It's,
it is what
could
it
have been a little bit more, but I'm happy to take the par. It sat down, thankfully, because this green can roll away really easy.
Yeah, and we just see Eilish getting a second birdie for the round, tying up the overall lead scores.
Yep, hot start.
Nice par there by Bex. And then Lo just finishing it off nice and tidy. So the first round we saw a three-way tie leading into the final hole between 3 of yous, and then only 1 shot separating the 4th person. So it was very, very close, and then the final hole you snuck in the lead by 1 shot there. How did that feel going into the final round?
Honestly, I was not looking at the scores at all, so I only found out after my round that I was 1 shot ahead. It was definitely not enough of a cushion to make me feel like it was in the bag, but it's any lead is good.
Yeah, and that was a nice wee skip off the hill.
Yeah, lucky skip. It was really low, but that's all right. We're up there, not OB, not in the path.
Yeah, it's amazing what that extra 5-10 metres so back from the original tee pad makes with the low ceiling.
It does. It brings all of those trees that that you can see now, like, into play a lot more, keeping it low, not going too wide.
And that was a cracking shot by Bex.
Yep.
Very fortunate with the kick off the tree, not going into the pond. Nice upshot there by Low, just keeping it simple.
Well, Eilish landed up in a really bad spot. She can't even see the basket from where she is.
Did well getting out of trouble.
She did, yeah.
Oh, another chain out for a birdie opportunity. That's got to be on your mind after the third hole and now the fourth.
Yeah, especially with the others getting some good shots in there. Eilish with 2 birdies. I'm thinking about it, but I'm very focused on just keeping it par. If I can stay at par, I'll be happy with that.
Oh, I think that's 3 in a row now that we've just seen hit the basket and bounce away. Maybe we need to replace that basket at the course.
Yeah.
It might be a bit faulty. Yeah. Oh.
Beck just letting the dog pass.
Yeah, safety's always the most important thing about disc golf. No matter where you're playing, if you see somebody or if there's a slight chance of hitting anybody, you need to make sure to not throw or at least wait for them to leave.
Yep.
Low picking up another bogey. Don't think she'll be too happy about that one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Low's a really solid player and maybe a bit of nerves from the camera getting to her.
So hole 5, we've got a nice line for a right-hander. You've got the OB in that tree line there to the right, and then also right behind the basket there's a bit of a little bit of an island before you hit that path again.
Yeah, we were really lucky we didn't have much wind on the day. It was quite a different wind to what we usually play in with a southerly wind, but it wasn't enough to really affect our disc, so I was very grateful for that.
That is a cracking shot.
Yeah, again, that's my understable bolt that I just lean on when I need something to flip up and glide.
And then we've got Bex throwing her star T-bird.
Another great shot. Right line.
It's quite a nerve-wracking hole, this one, because you're hoping for that fade to come around, curve round and kind of follow that OB line, but if you get it slightly wrong, you just fall into the out of bounds.
Yep, you really have to trust it. That's where, as a lefty, it's a little bit easier for me on that side. Good up from Eilish.
That's a great shot.
Man, she's got some good distance on her putts.
Yeah, very consistent too.
Yeah.
And then Low just laying up, getting close. Oh, well, one might say that Bex was pretty happy about that putt. We even get a slow motion replay. Look at that. You can see the smile before the disc even gets close to the basket. And her signature wee chicken dance whenever she gets that bird.
It's a good one to pick up and good for the confidence as well, making those long putts.
And early on too.
Yeah.
I see you had a cheeky wee grin on that, on yourself before you threw. Did you know you were going to get that one in?
Oh no, I was just riding the good vibes from Rebecca's great putt.
Oh, I see you're, with that putt, you added some colour to your scorecard.
Yeah, it's good to get a birdie at last.
And I think that actually brings you into the lead by one shot. Very close battle.
Oh, hole 6, this is a par 3, only 52 metres. A little bit tricky though because we have the creek running along the left-hand side and the sloped green, which tends to attract discs like a magnet.
It doesn't help that that green is also dirt, so it just slides along.
Yeah.
And there's that dirt we were talking about.
Yep. I was very fortunate to stay inbounds.
A little bit low there, but at least it's not out of bounds and it's a little bit closer to the basket.
Eilish with a great shot. Just a little bit long. She might have a bit of an obstructed putt.
And then low, looks like that just slid down and went into that creek there, crossing the OB line.
Yeah, I really like her shot though, the Annie flex. Maybe if it was just a little bit higher up so that it could fade out before going in.
Now this is a wonderful putt. Nice wee gap there, and
great putt from low to save the par.
And then Eilish going for the putt. A little bit of an Anheuser to try and get over that tree. It was a good birdie putt for her.
Really good. That's not a given, getting that one in from there. I've been there before. It's not an easy putt.
It's kind of fortunate with that time of the year. The foliage is a little bit less, so it's a bit easier to see the basket and get the line right. And we have yourself here going up the hill.
Yeah, and very happy to get that one in.
What were you thinking when you were trying to get that one in?
My footing mostly. It's a little bit slippery down there with all the leaves on the ground, and the uphill putt.
I see Bex there struggling with the tree, trying to blind her. Nothing can rattle her though, she just crushes it. Okay, hole 7, 87 metres. You've got the Mando right in the middle. It's one of my favourite ones, being a right-hander. You can let the disc fly, go straight with the natural fade to end up round, in theory, by the basket.
Yeah, this is not one of my favourite holes as a left-hand player. I'm basically laying it up before the Mando so I can approach and take the 3, hopefully. This is a little bit too much on hyzer, and I was a little bit worried I'd skipped into the path, but we'll wait and see whether it made it or not.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky hole, that one, with the path running right through the middle of it. That is an incredible bounce. I got to ask Eilish whether she planned that or not next time I see her.
Oh, but regardless, the result was great. She made the Mando.
Yeah. I wonder, Bex. I haven't really had many rounds with Bex. I'm not sure how she goes. A little bit high, and it appears that it hit that tree and just dropped down in front of the tee pad there.
I'm sure that's happened to many players many a times. That tree is perfectly placed for the wide hyzer. You've got to be really careful to hit your line.
And I see Lowe went a little bit higher on her shot, hitting the same tree.
So now Bex just has to make the Mando. And great shot.
That's a great recovery from back there, ending up inside the circle. And there's that path I was talking about before that likes to run right through and cause a little bit of problems.
Yeah, Lowe's upshot just a little bit far away from the basket.
I think there was a yellow stud she was using there. Ooh, that was a really good shot.
Yeah, that's how I play this hole.
Eilish trying to do the same thing.
Man,
get
just
close.
So much power in those shots, and she's close. She'll have a putt.
Now Lowe putting with her famous Luna. I don't know why it's famous, but it's famous now. It's on this video.
No, yeah, Lowe's got a few of those, and you always see her putting with them. So I agree. Lowe's famous Lunas.
Oh, you can see on Beck's face, she really wanted that one to go in.
Yeah, she had a little stop before she putted and then reset and did it again. I wonder if something was distracting her.
Yeah, that duck laughing in the background may not have helped.
Probably not.
And then this should be a very straightforward tap in for everybody to close out the hole. So once Bex gets, in theory, should get this in, no dramas. We see yourself +2, leading the card with Eilish quite close behind on +3.
Yep, still just that 1 stroke separation.
Hole 8. Now this is a bit of a tricky hole with the low ceiling. It's 91 metres, dead straight. You got the creek on one side, you got paths on the other side, and trees right in the middle.
Yep.
What's your plan here?
I absolutely love this hole. It's really hard to birdie, and unfortunately I hit a tree this time. But if you keep it low and straight, you can't go wrong to get it all the way up there. And it's a lot easier actually at the moment with it being autumn. The trees have shed most of their leaves, as you can see, all the carpet of leaves, which makes it a little bit easier to find that line and hopefully get through.
I know we've just seen it, but I really like Eilish's approach, taking that right line, hyzer, having it come skip round. The first round, she absolutely crushed it and was inside the second circle, I think.
Yep, she was in circle 2. And it's such an easy line to take. I mean, it just makes sense. You know, you don't have to worry about something turning over on you or fading out and not hitting your line. You can just play a wide hyzer, let it come back, and
let it rip.
Yep, let it rip.
So we have Bex making her approach. And that looks like it's fading out a little bit early and going down the hill a bit. A little bit of work to do to save her putt, but a good shot nonetheless. Now this is an interesting technique.
Yeah, unfortunately I was right up against the tree. Not much of a look, so it's a turnover shot for me. Not quite turned over enough, so I'll be out in the open at least. Didn't hit anything else, but a long look for the 3.
And then Eilish with her approach. And it's just skimming along. Might have fallen a little bit shorter than she would have liked. It's nice to hit the grass and then skid onto the dirt. And then low. I don't think you can get closer than that without it going in.
Easy tapping. So I'm giving this a run, but not quite hitting the line. So that'll be a bogey for me if I can get it in.
Eilish with her putter. I think she putts with a roach from memory.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
And then Bex again.
Yeah, another one of these baskets that need replacing, Jamie.
We might need to get onto that one. And cool, calm, collected. Closing it out. And again, with the discs where they are, should be a nice wee tap out for everybody as we head into the final hole for the front 9. Bex picking up her second bogey in a row.
And Lorraine with the only par.
Hole 9. Now this is a nice hole for yourself, being a left-hander line.
Yes, it is. Still low ceiling, and you've got that hill to contend with on your way down the fairway. If you pick something too overstable, it will skip OB. But yeah, it's a lot easier to make the mando as a left-hand player.
So the mando is that tree right there where Lo just kissed the side of it and actually turned into a really, really good shot.
Yeah, she's got most of the way down there.
So we've got the path that you're standing on and you're teeing off from, being OB. Just to the side of the hill to the left is a road as well, so again OB. But that was an incredible throw. What were you throwing there?
That is again my red bolt, my most unstable bolt, and it doesn't fade out as much with the incline with the hill as some of my other discs, so I can trust it to keep going pretty straight.
Oh, that was shaping up to be a very good shot. Unfortunately, just a little bit too high, clipping the tree. Unfortunately, while we were talking, Eilish had her drive and missed the mando, hence why she's now teeing off from this tee pad to try and save her par. And apparently she did. What a shot.
Man, that's like acing it from the normal tee pad.
That is insane. Look at that. It's just flat. Put a cup of water on that, not even spill it.
Great shot.
That's a long way to run to go get your disc after one like that.
Yeah, she didn't even think of it. I had to tell her to go and run and get it.
That is fantastic.
Great way to save a par. I wish I could do that.
Not bad to close out the front nine. And then we have Lowe trying to get up there for a birdie. Unfortunately hitting the tree that's just in front of her. Very common theme for us disc golfers.
And Bex with an easy approach, which should make an easy putt as well.
And then Lowe fade just to the left for her. It was right on the camera, but left for her, fading out. Well, somebody's excited in the background there. Wonder what was going on. Put you off your game a wee bit.
Just a little. Try to get the focus back. Not quite enough juice on that with that uphill putt, but that's all right. Take the par and move on.
So Lowe stepping up now to try and close out her front nine. Closing it out with a bogey. It's very up and down front nine from Lowe. Very uncharacteristic and a bit rare.
Yeah, it looks like she's having a hard time with it, and I know personally when I'm struggling, it's really hard to get out of that funk. It's really hard to push through and start to play better again.
Yeah, it's a very tough sport like that. When you're on, and when you're not, it's hard to get out. Hopefully, we see a bit of a lift come the back nine.
Yeah, it's definitely a scoreable back nine. Some shorter holes, some longer holes, but definitely some birdies out there that to be had.
It's very tight as well, that back nine. There's a lot of closed-in OB lines and greens that you need to be on to avoid getting those extra strokes. So we see the leaderboard here with yourself on top by one shot, just leading Eilish there in second, Bex third, rounding out with Lowe. So that was a really, really good front nine for the second round on the day. So we've already gone through 27 holes. Let's see how the final 9 shape up. Thanks for watching.